In the midst of a bustling city, Sarah found herself engaged in her music, the notes from her violin flowing freely into the air. She did selected the crowded street corner on purpose. The anonymity allowed her to pour her feelings into her music without fear of being judged. As the sun began to drop and the crowd began to dwindle, a figure caught her eye. A tall, dark-haired man sat transfixed by the tone that had from her violin. The ovation from the remaining passers-by rang around Sarah as she finished her performance with a flourish. She looked over and met the enigmatic man's stare. He took a step forward, a bright smile on his lips. "That was incredible," he replied, his voice soft and soothing. "I have never heard such emotion expressed in a piece." Sarah's pulse beat faster as she thanked him, her own smile widening in response to his compliment. They started talking, and it was during that conversation that they found their mutual love of music and their hopes of creating something truly remarkable. Sarah and Alex, as the man introduced himself, decided to collaborate. They booked a tiny studio where their respective instruments, Sarah's violin and Alex's piano, took center stage. When they first played together, the room appeared to come alive with new vitality. Sarah's violin sung with emotion, her melancholy notes mingling with the piano's delicate keystrokes. It was as if their music was having a conversation of its own, with each instrument responding to the other's voice. Their preparations developed into hours of shared laughter, meaningful chats, and stolen glances that spoke a lot. Their link was growing not only as musicians but also as kindred souls, and their music became the vehicle through which they communicated their growing affections for each other. Their partnership extended beyond the studio to their exploration of the city. They went to art galleries, concerts, and simply enjoyed each other's company. Sarah realized that Alex had a talent for improvisation, frequently writing impromptu tunes inspired by their surroundings. Alex in turn discovered that Sarah's music reflected her heart, a heart that beat in unison with his. They found themselves alone on a rooftop one evening as the city lights glinted about them. Under the night sky, Sarah's violin came to life, and Alex joined in with a piano song that seemed to mimic the stars. As they played, their eyes met, and in that gaze they both found a depth of connection they had never known before. Even the most lovely songs can fail. As their affections for each other became stronger, so did their vulnerabilities. Sarah's devotion to her music made Alex feel like a mere prop in her life at times. He too was wrestling with his own uncertainties, wondering if his ambitions were diverting him from the love he had discovered with Sarah. One evening, a little quarrel turned into a furious argument that left them both injured. The music that had once brought them together now appeared to carry the weight of their insecurities. In the days that followed, quiet hung heavily between them, the notes of their once harmonious tune replaced by a somber silence. Sarah went to the countryside after their separation, seeking solace in the embrace of nature. She found herself reconnecting with the roots of her music when surrounded by rolling hills and the peaceful rustle of leaves. She played for herself, not for an audience, and it was in those moments that she rediscovered the raw emotion that had first drawn her to music. Alex, on the other hand, journeyed to far-flung corners of the globe, immersing himself in new cultures and musical traditions. He found himself performing in neighborhood cafes with musicians he had never met before. He learned to appreciate the various elements of his talent and to discover beauty and diversity as a result of these encounters. During their time apart, they both realized that their love was a symphony, made stronger by the individual notes that composed it. Their paths crossed once more at a prominent music competition when both Sarah and Alex were chosen as finalists. Sarah's passion and sensitivity captivated the audience as she ascended the stage for her violin solo. A familiar song began to resonate from a nearby piano in the middle of her performance. It was Alex perfectly blending his and her music. Their gazes connected across the stage, and the connection they previously shared resurfaced. The deafening applause that followed was a monument to the power of their teamwork. Their reunion backstage was loaded with feelings that words couldn't express. Their shared love of music was undeniably strong, as were their affections for each other. They tackled their previous misunderstandings in the quiet moments that followed. In the grand picture of their relationship, the strain that had forced them apart seemed insignificant. With tears in their eyes, they revealed their insecurities and apologized for their shortcomings. Their love flourished again in that vulnerable zone. They pledged to communicate better, to understand each other's ambitions, and to confront life's obstacles together. Their love story began to unfold once more like a beautiful composition, with each note building on the last. As they resumed their collaborative efforts, they encountered a new challenge: their disparate musical styles. Sarah's classical grace clashed with Alex's modern flair. Their attempts to integrate the two appeared to be an insurmountable undertaking at times. Instead of allowing their differences to cast strife, they chose to embrace the challenge. They discovered that by combining their distinct personalities, they might create something truly spectacular. Their music became a tribute to their capacity to compromise, adapt, and find beauty in the spaces where their differences intersected. As their love story progressed, Alex resolved to mark the following chapter with a gesture as unique as their bond. He presented Sarah with a series of musical compositions on a magnificent hill overlooking the city. The first movement portrayed the thrill of their chance encounter. The second celebrated the development of their love. The third was a triumphal statement of their future together. As the final chords of the third piece rang out, Alex got down on one knee and presented Sarah with a ring that glistened in the sunlight. With tears running down her cheeks, she whispered a loud yes, confirming their vow to live in harmony for the rest of their lives. Their wedding day arrived, marking the end of their transformation from strangers to soulmates. The location was decorated with musical notes, instruments, and images of their love and growth. Friends and family came together to commemorate the love tale that had captured their hearts. Sarah's violin sang in perfect rhythm with Alex's piano as they danced their first dance as a married pair. The song appeared to reverberate with the excitement and passion that had carried them through their relationship's highs and lows. Surrounded by the people they loved and the melodies they had created, Sarah and Alex embraced the future with open hearts, knowing that their symphony of love would continue to play on, a testament to the enduring power of their connection. The end. Synonyms of difficult words are given in description. Please make use of it. Bye guys.